Weekly feed, Kyle Meredith, Josh Homme, Queens of the Stone Age. Welcome back to the world of rock and roll.
Thank you.
You didn't really leave, but I guess...
It's gone for a couple years.
Yeah, you did other things.
Yeah, I think I was like wandering around my backyard looking for something.
I think that's what Wayne Coyne does in his spare time. He's the crazy guy in Oklahoma.
Glass of wine, just like kind of trying to find it.
You look good in that kind of image in my head.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Like Clockwork, you've written this fantastic record. In fact, I'm already hearing people call it their favorite albums of the year and all that stuff. So that's nice.
So that's good. Anyways.
No, it's cool though, because I would imagine as an artist, it's always about that. I want to do something new. I want to prove myself every time. Is it frustrating at all that critics started right out of the gate saying, "Oh wow, Queens of Stone Age are back," and he did something like Songs for the Deaf, and he did something like Rated R?
Well,
because it starts out like that.
I mean, the truth is that I don't mean this the wrong way, but everyone else is always just behind you. They can only comment about what you've done.
Sure.
And they need some kind of touchstone to draw it close, And so much about records is sort of the timing and the atmosphere, and these things that are really kind of hard to quantify too, Because people are, some people have said, lyrically this is so much more real. And I think to myself, it's not more real, it just starts from a more desperate place.
It's not so unfounded that they said that. You did bring back some of the old cast, from the early days. They're there. Of course, you brought in some more.
And I think to myself how little tricks are work so well.
How do you mean?
Well, sometimes it's really easy to, I guess, it's easier to catch flies with sugar than a swatter.
Yeah. You're just leading us into this question is what you're doing with journalists. But they were there, the artwork was similar. What I'm saying is it wasn't totally unfounded, but what you did, you took all of these amazing people, collaborators, and you didn't make, this isn't a Santana record,
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's what it is. If you didn't know that they were on the record, you wouldn't know this could be anybody in the world, I guess.
But I think when we collaborate with someone, we're asking them to be part of our gang.
Yeah.
And to sort of agree to be absorbed in our world the way we agree to get immersed in our own world too. It's not about dry humping someone's name to get further. It's about an earnest collaboration with someone, and I don't mean Ernest Goes to Camp, And so
had some great songs in it.
Yeah, and which I did all three of the soundtracks except for Ernest Goes to Prison.
I didn't know that.
But
now you will.
Yeah. But with the exception of Elton,
right,
who I didn't know before,
right.
Everyone else is people that I know that I care about quite a bit and are really talented people. And so, why wouldn't you want to collaborate with them? And in particular, if it's not like, as I said, it's to be part of our gang and to do something cool together.
Well, it's done in such a tasteful way, is what I'm getting at.
Well, I appreciate
which
that.
Which is really nice to...
I think, initially when people were seeing who was on the record, based on they were saying things, and we hadn't said anything.
Right.
But it was almost detrimental at first because it created a strange balloon.
The expectation.
That is difficult to wrangle. Because it becomes about what someone wants completely. And, one of those things, something like that, whatever you think it's going to be, it definitely won't be that because you're not there, And so it can be difficult to overcome that, But I think it's gone well.
I think it's gone great.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
When you're working with those people, you were kind of talking about, people are calling it a personal record. For you, it's just something that came from a dark spot or a desperation. But when you're working with that kind of material, though, when you're working with the regular Queens cast or the collaborators or whatever, you're still using your soul in a way that normal people wouldn't. You've got to lay it out there and then use it in collaboration, which would seem like they're going to take something and make it something different that maybe you didn't have in the beginning.
I don't want to try to make someone happy by veering off. This isn't that situation. This is a situation where you bear it all, and that can only be done as a device for yourself.
Well, it's something that lasts long.
Well, I get to play music for a living. we could do something classic that could change somebody's everything.
Yeah.
And it could change my everything. You know, like, what am I going to do? Like, ask around and make sure it's okay first? It just doesn't factor in there. It's just not right. Just that, everything about that just doesn't seem right to me, you know?
Did you at any point say, okay, you know, you had Vultures, you were doing Vultures, but it was 6 years between Queens and Stone Age Records. Did you ever have that wonderment, like, are we relevant? Because you're doing a sound.
We've never been relevant.
Ah, that's not true.
No, I mean, we play heavy metal festivals because we're not heavy metal.
Right.
We play like you know, like hippie festivals because we're not hippie. We're always the ginger on someone's palate. We're not really part of the scene. And like, sometimes I wish we were, but then other times I feel like, no, this is the way it is. This is how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're keeping big rock alive when bands aren't doing that. When most bands are playing the trend, you guys are
Not
doing
on
this
purpose.
great rock thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just, like, I gotta be me.
Right. Well, I mean, even like the Stones did disco and disco era, you know. And
yeah, but they did it great.
sure, and maybe you could do.
And I think there's a way to do all things as long as you like it. If someone doesn't like it, I mean, go fuck yourself. I don't really care.
But it seemed like you did do this, and probably unintentionally. You went from this spot in your career 6 years ago when you were here, and when you came back, it's suddenly like you were a much bigger rock star because you weren't here. I mean, there was a day in your early bands when you were against Rockstar, right?
Well, I come from listening to Black Flag and GBH, where it's like do well but don't do too well, and really infiltrating and destroying is all I ever wanted to do, and really that's what I really enjoy most now. Corruption is one of my favorite hobbies. You know, I'd love to burn it all down because that gives us a chance to start over and apply something we knew to something new.
Right.
And I don't see much in convention that isn't worth retilling and starting over. You know what I mean? So I think this is just a chance to sort of like explode your feelings, your desire, how far you're trying to reach. That has nothing to do with how many records you sold. It's just a desire to like touch a moment for a second that's beyond people. You know what I mean? Like if I could just touch it for a second, I could die happy. You know? And I don't want to like listen to like naysayers. They say nay. That's all they say. They don't matter. And people that love your music, then let's celebrate together. But we gotta stretch and reach as far as we can, you know. I mean, that's what this is.
Beautiful word.
Well,
do you think age played into that at all? Do you think age played into that at all? I mean, what, you're coming up on 40? You hit 40?
I'm 40 now. I turned 40 this year.
Congratulations.
Well, I don't know. I just know that that I know now more than ever. You have to tell your truth without any filter, and damn the torpedoes, man.
What should I know about being 40? 32. What's the emotions I'm going to go through to get there?
You know what? I have an inner calm that I wish would be on the outside too.
All right, Josh. Like Clockwork.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you around.
Cheers. Cheers.